Hope you're doing well. Today I want to tell you a few things which shocked me, surprised me in a positive and in a negative way after moving to Portugal. Let's talk about the language. I don't speak Portuguese, I just know a few words, but that's it. But what I find out is that a lot of people in Portugal does speak English at some sort of level. They will at least understand some basic ones, so you don't need to be worried that much about the language. They might be shy to say it, obviously, like for example, I'm shy to speak Portuguese because they may laugh from me and because I may say something wrong. Definitely it's a plus if you're gonna be in a place like Algarve and stuff. If you are in more touristic place, there's plenty, and probably even they use more English than Portuguese, so you don't need to be that much worried about the language if you don't speak. But of course, would be nice to know at least those few words, so it's just gonna look nicer, it looks more polite. The other thing why I like Portugal, it's basically because it's one of the safest country in the world. It's one of top 3 or something like this. To be honest, in here I think I'm more afraid to meet our dog somewhere in the alley than a person. I don't know, people in here are different. I think they way more prefer to go to the coffee or to the restaurant to buy a beer and drink there and have a good quality time with them friends than go and make up problems. The other thing what I like in here is that because of that, I mean, I'm not a fan of a parties, yeah. I never really like to go to any concerts. I mean, I've been on a few concerts, but it's not that I'm a super fan of it, yeah? Because I'm coming from a background that if you're going to a party or to a club, to a discotheque, or just to any party, especially outside, you're just gonna meet drunk, crazy people who just gonna look for the problems, and that's it. In here, it's totally opposite. I mean, I've been for few, but it's something different. It's like on another level. So we went there around 9:30, 10-ish at the night. You're arriving there and you see everyone. You see from the kids to the adults. I mean, to elderly people, and that's what amazed me in here. You're going for a party, people, they having the music, there's a band playing and they singing them Portuguese songs and stuff, but everyone is playing there. It's like there's a people, there's whole families, there's, as I said, there's people with kids in the buggies to grandparents. All the families are playing, are having fun, they are enjoying the time. If you like to dance, you're just going close to the stage and you're just dancing with whoever you love to dance with. If you have someone just going to dance, you're just going to enjoy the time. I think that's what surprised me the most, how safe and how nice is the Portugal, that you don't need to be worried that you're gonna go. And the other mind-blowing thing was, I just couldn't believe when I seen that there was someone selling toys for kids. The lady, she had a little table with quite few toys on top of it. I don't know how many, but quite few toys on top of it. And she was having like a gun that was making bubbles. What she done, she just left that at the table and she just went somewhere. She just went somewhere and she just left all the toys, everything over there. And so many people passed by, no one touched nothing. I just couldn't believe. When I seen that, I just couldn't believe how calm, how safe is this country. How people, I don't know, I think people in here, they just think different. Let's talk about the alcohol. Portuguese people love alcohol, especially them little beers. Like in Portugal, you're going and you're getting a little tiny beer, like between 200 to 330 milliliters. It's hard to find really a massive one, like a half-liter bottles. You can find them, but they are generally sold separate. And I was reading why, and in one way it makes sense why they're selling our little bottles, because it's just better and more convenient. We love cold beer. No one likes hot beer, yeah? So because they like cold beer, they sell in little bottles, because little bottles you can drink quickly. Basically you can finish your beer before it's gonna warms up. You can easily buy up big boxes. The most popular brands are Superboc and Sagres. Found that Portuguese people prefer to go to the coffee or to the restaurant or to the pub basically and just buy it over there and just enjoy it over there. Let's talk about now the people, about Portuguese people. Generally speaking, I found them very nice and enjoyed this one. Enjoyed this little water. Generally, I found them very nice and very polite. To be honest, if you're gonna go to the shop, you're always gonna hear good morning, good afternoon, good evening, bon dia, boa tarde, boa noite. That's a standard. If you live in a small places like we do, point. So in a local area, and if you're gonna go enough times to the same shop and see the same people, they will even predict what you may buy today. So it happened already to us few times that we entered the shop, and because we bought few times the ham, the lady was already basically, she seen us, butter, would you like? Yes, okay, she know already how much we need and everything. So I'm finding the people very nice and very polite here. Even talking about the language, if you don't speak Portuguese and let's say and you're gonna start speaking English, you can go to them and in the shop and stuff and they will understand you. It even happened to me that came for holiday and was looking for something in the shop and I was talking in English and saying that basically I can't find the thing we was looking for, and there was some lady putting her stuff on the shelf and she was like, oh, excuse me, just come, follow me. And she just took me to the product I was looking for. The only thing is, I don't know if that applies to everyone, but they like to talk loud. I mean, seriously, some people love to talk loud. Maybe just in the countryside and stuff, don't know much about the city, but in the countryside, those people, they love to talk loud. And it's not that they are like kilometer away from each other. No. They sitting next to each other. They having a conversation. Let me show you this beautiful river. They having a full-blown conversation next to each other. And they shouting. Like, sometimes like if it's because it happened to me as well, I'm like, but I'm just next to you. I'm not in the next village on the other side of the city. I'm just next to you, you don't need to shout to me. But yeah, some people are just like this, that's how they learn, and that's it, you know. That's my opinion about Portuguese people, so it's up to you. Enjoy. Let me show you two more places, but we're going to the first one. An amazing places around this area, which I just love. It's just to come, just to sit, just to enjoy, just to relax. It's beautiful. It's amazing. Let me take you there because it's, for me, it's stunning. It's this way. It's right over there. We need to get to the bottom of this, where's the trees and stuff. Today the shoes are like this because unfortunately galosha or kalosha, I think they call it galosha. This way. Yeah boy, we found it. And it's still there. Used to be a bit better and bigger, but it's still there. Check this one out. Well, I don't want to cover it because it's just too nice. And that brings me to my next point, mail. Or CCT, I think they call it in here. Or CCT or CTT, one of them. If you're planning to move here and you're planning to send anything to Portugal, keep in mind the customs in here are mental. It's just crazy. Let me tell you our story. We want to send a box, a shoe size box, because basically it was a box from shoes. We put there some toys and stuff like this. We went to Royal Mail in England. We said that we want to send it to Portugal, tracked. We went, now everything was fine. In England, left England, get to Portugal was fine. It was like matter of couple of days. Then in Portugal, it just got stuck. It just got stuck. And we didn't know where. We tried to track it, they just show us that it's stuck in the customs, and that's it. In Lisbon somewhere. Fair enough. We called the person that we sent the package to call them, give them the tracking number, everything, and ask what's going on. The person called, they said, yeah, it's here, you need to wait. Okay, cool. Next time, it took again like a week or something, they call again, what's going on, where's the package? We don't know where it is, seems like it's been lost or something like this. Okay, so it was like, what the heck, why it's lost, why no one tell us? Then they receive a letter saying that they need to pay a custom fee, was like a 10 euro or something, otherwise they're gonna send it back to England. The problem was that the deadline was the next day. So as soon as they seen the letter, they rushed to pay it. They came back, everything being paid. Okay, so now the package will be released and will be delivered to them. Took them again 2 weeks of fights to find where is the package. When they was calling them, at some stage the person said like, look, just stop calling us, the package is not here, it's been destroyed. Oh, we got so upset with the mail in here. Basically after another month, so it took like a month, and then 1 more month, the package came back to us. The package came back to us. We spent money to send it, they spent money to get it from custom. It was just mental, the fight, argument, everything. If you want to send something to Portugal, like if you are in England, there is a person, he's taking the packages from London to Portugal. I would highly recommend you to look for people like this. Don't send it via Royal Mail. If you're planning to move out and move to Portugal, I don't know if it won't be better sell you stuff and try to buy it in Portugal than if you will be planning to send it, unless you know someone who can drive or do that stuff without any problems. But any sort of Royal Mail and stuff like this is just not worth it unless it's just a simple letter. Mail in Portugal, I would try to avoid it, especially if sending it from abroad. Enjoy the beautiful view. Let's quickly talk about the restaurants. Restaurants in here, I haven't been in so many. I'm not a person, I prefer to cook at home, but if you're gonna go to a restaurant, I found them nice and delicious. They're serving nice food, have generally a good customer service, can't complain at all. What I like is when you're paying and you're paying by card, they're gonna always bring you the card reader, so you're paying next to them, so you know what you're paying. There's no extra hidden fees, tips, nothing like this. They don't mind to go sometimes a bit extra. For example, for me, what happened here was we went to the restaurant, they ordered some traditional Portuguese food. I just don't remember how it called because it was ages ago. But yes, they ordered the food and they brought me a meat medium rare, so with some blood coming outside. I hate meat like this. I just nicely asked, could you please fry it properly because I don't like the meat with blood inside. And 10 minutes after or 5 minutes after, it came with a nice fried meat. So yes, in this case, I think the customer service in restaurant, the food normally it's very nice, very delicious. So Can't complain about that, and don't need to be anything expensive, nothing like this. You can just walk into mediocre looking restaurant from outside, but inside you may find a delicious, fine food with a reasonable prices as well. So in this case, yeah, I think restaurants in Portugal are on another level. Yeah, it's definitely worth it to give a go on them. Let me tell you one thing that I just love in Portugal. I mean, it's amazing. It's the pastry. All sort of natas and bolo de Berlin. I mean, they are just another level. I mean, if you are in Lisbon and you didn't try the natas from the Pastéis de Belém,
It's Pastéis de Belém.
exactly, that's how it sounds. I mean, you're losing a lot. And there's way more sweets that I just love in Portugal. I mean, it's one of the best place for the sweets for me. It's amazing. And the other thing is what I like in here is that we have a bakery 5 minutes walking from us, but we are lazy. We went to the pastry and said, look, we would like to order a paos or some bread or something. So they said, if you don't want to walk, you can always put a bag, put the envelope, put the money, write on the envelope what would you like and how many, and every morning we're gonna come and deliver to you. And that's what we're doing. If we want a bread, if we want a baguette, if we want anything like this, we're just simply taking a bag, take an envelope, write what we want, and I'm putting the bag on my gate, and every morning, don't know what time they coming, 6, 7 in the morning, they coming, they collecting the money, and they refilling with the order I made it. Of course, there's other options. I can as well go to them and let's say, oh, I'm gonna order every day 5 breads, and I'm gonna come every Friday, every Saturday, and I'm gonna pay you everything. You can do it this way as well, but I prefer to pay it every day. So we're not gonna fight and we're not gonna have any arguments on that. And yeah, it's just crazy for me. I just put the money outside on the gate, and they just come in, they just refilling it. That's another reason, and that's another way to show how safe Portugal is, basically, and in some way how amazing it is. I know that we're getting lazy because of this, but I mean, if it's here, why not to use it? Come. People here love animals. If you live in a city, probably you won't have that sort of issue. But if you live outside in a village like us, they love to bark. I mean, seriously, in the city probably no, because everyone keeps them at home. But in the village, the people getting the dogs to protect them, house them animals and so on. And at night they love to bark. Not only night, but mainly at night they love to bark. And I mean, I live quite far from them and I can hear them. So imagine how loud they are when they are like to the owners of them. But they just don't care. I don't know. The mind just switched off that, or what happened, or how that works. I don't have a clue. The mind just completely block out that them dog is barking all night, and they are barking loud. What they done it, I don't know. Maybe they have some plugs for the ears. I don't have a clue. But the dogs in here love to bark. We have 2 cats, which one people abandon. Unfortunately, maybe one gonna come because he's still new. He just ran. He is new, he's still scared. But what I'm trying to say is people here, they like to abandon them, cats and dogs. We have one, meow, we call him Mr. Meow because he's constantly doing meow, meow, meow. He loves to cuddle, that's the only time when he's stopping meowing. We have one cat which will start just coming randomly to us one day and then basically just stayed, because what we can see is like it's a old cat, have gray hairs on top of it. Probably people, they just abandoned here. And when I was talking with people around who live here, it's a lot of times happening that someone just drive the car, just stop on the road, just throw the cat or drive away, and they just leaving them here. I mean, you're buying the cat, you're buying the animal, you're not buying a bloody toy, you're not buying a bloody furniture that you can dump it at any time you just don't want. A few days ago, we was driving somewhere, and there was a massive Rottweiler dog sitting on the road. Someone just dumped him. All the time we was talking with one of the neighbors. She live 5 minutes away from us, and she live a bit closer to the main road. The same, she got two dogs, which one someone just abandoned. It's amazing place. It's nice to live here, and I know that is not everyone. Maybe just in the place I live, I don't know. But as I said, that's something that shouldn't happen. See, he want to play, but he's just too shy, too scared still. I don't know. He need to be a inside cat. Probably someone keep him inside the house, and now he got outside, and yeah, he's just scared. He's so scared to come and play. He loves to cuddle. He's doing with his feet that nice thing, but yeah, he's just shy. We tried to take him inside as well. We opened the doors, we put the food inside and stuff, but no, he just gonna enter a bit, sit like just a tiny bit inside the house, and that's it. Talking about barking dogs, there's a dog in one of those houses there that is just barking for sake of barking, because why not to bark? It's boring, nothing to do. I think no one even there's no owner even of this dog, so he just barked there. That's what I was saying when I was talking about the dogs. Just love to bark. Unfortunately, we might not be able to go where I wanted to go. It's too steep, plus it's over there, and last time when we was here there was way more water than now. Let's talk about driving. You land in Portugal, you're driving on the normal side of the road. That means that you have a steering wheel on the left hand side of the car, and you're changing the gear with the right hand. That's how it should be everywhere. You're in the car, you're hitting the road. Portugal have an amazing quality roads that you can't complain at all. They are in very good condition. Because of that, or why it is, but Portuguese people love to drive fast. I mean, I don't know if they're recording a next Fast and Furious in here or what. I mean, I think, yeah, they does in Lisbon actually, but if there's 50, doesn't mean that, it's just a 50, so why I cannot go 80, or 70. Speed limits in here are more like a guidelines, for us, for foreign people to see that, there's 50, so let me drive 50, but no, I'm like a boom, go 80, Next thing is they love to tailgate. I mean, seriously, when you're passing a driving license, everywhere they telling you, keep the distance. In Portugal, they don't say that. Keep the distance as close as you can to the car in front of you, and they love that. I mean, you're driving, yeah, and they're just right next to you. I mean, it's enough that you barely see them registration plate, and that's it. I mean, and it's nothing rude for them. It's nothing new, nothing weird, nothing strange. That's how they like to drive. Next thing, they love to cut corners. I live in the mountains. The roads are like S, Don't be surprised. I mean, after some time, you're gonna do the same. I'm not saying no, because I'm doing that already as well. But if you are new here, don't be surprised that you're getting on the bend or something, especially the long one, and suddenly you see that there's a half car from the opposite side on your lane. That's how they're driving in the F1, cutting the corner so you're not losing much speed. Probably that's the reason, I don't know. Indicators. I know that mainly the people in BMWs have that problem, but in here they don't really put that in the cars either. How many times it happened to me that person, they just decide to turn without anything, or you need to guess where the person is going. Maybe left, maybe right, or maybe they're gonna go straight, because indicators, no, not really. What for you gonna use it? That's why probably the manufacturer put it there for a reason. No, in here not everyone, but I've seen already many times that people, they just decide to turn, and that's it, and you are like, wow, indicator, you know. So yeah, indicators in here, you need to be careful, so you need to think for you and for the people around you as well, that they may suddenly decide to turn unexpectedly. Joining the roads, next thing, joining the roads in here for them. I've been always teach that if you're joining the road, you're trying to accelerate and adjust to the speed kind of as quickly as you can. Not in here. In here, you may be joining road, which one, let's say speed limit is 70. So what? I'm joining the road, take it easy. It's not that they need to adjust the speed to you, you need to adjust the speed to them. Because, you know, because they don't care, they decide to join. And the worst thing is sometimes that there's no one behind you and they're gonna join in front of you. Like if they will wait those 5 seconds extra, they're not gonna disturb anyone. But no, they're gonna decide to join just in front of you. So you need to slow down to them speed. That is something normal, and that is something that is annoying me in here a lot. And I'm not saying even that if you're driving on the road and there's a speed limit, let's say 70, they're going 50. Because why not? Because they have time. Roundabout is another story as well in here. Apparently the rule in here is that if you take in the very first turn, you need to be on the right lane. But as long as you're not taking the very first turn, you're taking second, third, or fifth, whatever, then you need to stay on the left lane. It doesn't apply to everyone either. That's the rule. But when you're driving, everyone, no one cares. Roundabout is a bit, you know, tricky way in here. As long as there's no police, no one cares, you know, and they're just driving however they want. Bicycles and people who are walking on the side of the road. It's like in England, and I think now even getting that to the most countries. You can't touch them. They are untouchable. If a person is walking next to the road, doesn't matter that there is a pavement, for example, next to them. Yeah, there's a pavement next to them. They're gonna walk on the road, you can't touch them. If you're gonna touch them, it's your fault no matter what. Next thing you need to look after as well in here is wild animals. If you live somewhere in the countryside, in the village, or you're driving around those places, be careful on the wild animals, because it might happen that some of them may walk on the road, and if you hit them, it's your fault because they are government, you didn't adjust the speed, you didn't be careful enough, and so on and so on. So you need to be careful on wild animals while you're driving as well, especially at night, because at night you might not see them. I've seen already few horses that they just walk freely. Motorways in Portugal are paid, so you need to pay for the motorways if you're gonna use them. The good thing is you have two options. You can pay by card, by cash, and as well you can, if you're using a lot, you can buy a special device that you stick on the front the window of your car, and it just charges you directly from your debit or credit cards. Beyond everything, I barely hear a horn being used in here on the road, unless it's those people who, like, if you live in a countryside, there's a people who selling, let's say, a meat or fruits and stuff. Sometimes they coming with the cars and they just beeping, so you know that they coming, so you can come outside of your house and you can do the shopping, basically like a, you know, mobile market or something. That's when you kind of, that's I think the only time I really heard the horn being used. And other thing is, people just love to stop wherever they decide that they want to stop. If they gonna decide that they need to stop on the bend, they're gonna stop just in front of you on the bend, and that's it. Or if they need to, there's no space and there's only space on the crossing, pedestrian crossing, they're gonna stop there and they're gonna block the pedestrian crossing because they need to stop. So that's something normal in here. That's what is kind of weird, annoying, and oh, there's animal walking on my shoe.
Ah, yucky.
No, get out. Get out quickly. Don't have time for you. Unfortunately, I can't show you what I wanted to show you because it's just too dangerous to go after the rain, go downstairs, because it's very steep, as you can see. But I will definitely show you because it's worth to have a look, and just to come here, sit, relax. It's just on another level. I'm telling you, the nature is the best cure for probably for everything or most of the stuff. And that's what I was missing in England the most. That peace and quiet you're getting in here.